Hi everybody, this is Linda from Stampin' Sister Linda. And as creative paper crafters, we use a lot of tools to make beautiful cards and projects. And I thought I would put out a series called Tool Time videos that kind of features videos that are specific to us as paper crafters and scrapbookers. One of the first videos that I'm making is, this is going to be on adhesives, and you can see all the wonderful adhesives that we use as paper crafters. These are all available on my online store at Stampin'UP.net, and I'll also have that in the bottom of the information, so you can go right to that if you're interested in getting any of the products or more information. And this one is basically falls into the adhesive category, which is extremely important since that is something we use all the time. And basically the definition of a tool is a device or implement, especially one that's handheld, used to carry out a particular function. And glue or adhesives is definitely one of our most used tools. So we're going to kind of take one by one, and hopefully you'll get some tips and tricks or things that I've actually come across along the way that might be helpful to you. So some of this is very, very basic, but it's still going to be helpful, I think. So one of the first things that we use, and we use this probably 80 to 90% of our time in our paper crafting world, is Tambo Runners. And these are the best little tools to get sticky glue on your paper. And I'm going to kind of move some of these things out of the way so we can get a better look at this. So right here I just have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to be just using my Tambo Runner to go across, and I just put it in a few little places there to stick my cardstock on top to make a layer. So again, it really holds well just for this particular kind of cardstock. Now if you have something a little thicker type material that you want to lay down. Say for instance this is embossed, but sometimes there are very thick kind of embossing folders, or you have something else that you want to put on top of it, say a little heart or a star or something. You can actually use the liquid Tambo, and I love this too because it actually has two different sides to it. This is a little bit broader application, and then this is the fine tip. And this works fantastic, and it holds together 3D objects as well. So another wonderful, wonderful adhesive, the multi-Tambo liquid glue. So we're going to kind of move this out of our way here a little bit, and I'm going to show you another one. These are the mini glue dots. Again, fabulous for using on projects. You just pull this out. I know it's really hard to see these online, but there are little tiny, tiny pieces of glue there. And these are great for sticking on objects such as this. This is one of our little acorns. And basically, the easiest way to do this basically is either take a piercing tool and put it on your object that you want to lay down and put it down. Or, probably the easiest way and the fastest way to do this is just leave your glue dot there so it doesn't get stuck to your finger like that. Press on top of it. And now you have your glue at the back of the object that you want to place down, and in this case we're going to go ahead and do a little card here, and I'm just going to put a little heart right there. Now that's great for sticking down on these little objects. Another little tip and trick is if you want to raise this up, you can use what we call Stampin' Dimensionals. These come in a very large package of dimensionals, which you will be using again and again and again. And this is the sheet that it actually comes on, and you can see these kind of pull apart, and they're easy to take off. I always use the little end pieces because the edges of this, there's little like half stickers. These are great for smaller objects like my little heart. So you're just going to pull that off and place it on the back of your heart or whatever you're placing down on your card. And now this is going to just give it a little bit of a raised effect, which I think is really nice just to give it some dimension. So that's our Stampin' Dimensionals, and that's why they call it that. Another adhesive, which I don't really know if it falls in the adhesive category, but I'm going to put it in there because I think it does work great as an adhesive, are washi tapes. Washi tapes come in a roll of different designs, and they're absolutely fabulous. It's one of these pull and tear things, so you don't need a scissors. To try to get it started sometimes is difficult, so the best rule of thumb I can say is once you pull this off and you've got enough tape, just pull this back a little bit so that you've got a little bit of a tag there so you can pull it off again easier. And again, this is a great little adhesive. Now say I don't just want to put it down as a decorative thing, but I actually want to put a little saying down. You can take a little piece of that washi tape and just adhere it right onto your card. And I'm actually going to cut this end off here so we don't have these little stragglers. And it adheres to the card. So again, it can be used as an adhesive. Oh, I'm sorry, I've got it upside down. I'm not used to filming the right way anymore. So anyway, so now you've got this great little adhesive that holds that little tag on place. So we've got that little card done. Another adhesive, which I know sometimes people don't think of this as an adhesive, but this is called Crystal Effects. Most of the time we use Crystal Effects to kind of give us a nice, dewy, raised, shiny appearance. So for instance, if you wanted something to have this nice, shiny appearance in the background, and again, I'm not sure how well you can see this on camera, but I just put a few little dots there to show you what it looks like, and this is dried already. It does come out like a white liquid, but it will dry clear. But say you want to put that on a flower and make it more realistic, like it's just been rained on or something, or the dewy appearance. You can also use it for that. But what people forget about sometimes is that this is a wonderful, wonderful adhesive. And especially for things that are not cardstock. I've made this little banner, and this is actually a canvas banner. And sometimes the other adhesives don't really stick as well. You might be able to use the liquid Tambo. That would probably work pretty well. This is so much easier to put on as far as precision-wise. And I was able to put this all down on this canvas material with paper. And I do have different types of cardstock that I used. I used the glitter, which is a much thicker cardstock. This is the corrugated cardstock, which again, it has some texture to it, so it's a little thicker. I put a little pumpkin on this end here, so again, it's like a 3D object. And I used it all, I put it down all with Crystal Effects. One little tip with the Crystal Effects is sometimes it does clog up. So the best thing I found to use is these little tag things that hold, like when you buy new clothes, they're just the little thing that holds the tag on. I don't really know what you call them, but they're like little plastic holders to like put the price tags on and the name of the manufacturer. Just take one of those and just stick it in there and put it in there, and it keeps it clear. And you can still put your cap on if you put it, you know, short enough. And it's nice because it has a little handle that you can pull off too. Take it in and out really easily. I tried using a pin, a straight pin, and unfortunately the metal kind of clogged inside of there a little bit, so I had to clean it out and wash it. It just looked ugly, but it still worked. But the plastic really works great. So Crystal Effects, another awesome adhesive. So we'll get this out of the way. Great also is our newest adhesive, and this is called Fast Fuse. And this is our fine tip glue pen, and it works fabulous, especially for little expression sayings like this, framelits. It works great. Also, if you want to put sequins or stars on things, again, a wonderful adhesive. Here's an example of using that adhesive here. I put this fa la la on this card, and you simply just unscrew the top. Now, when you first get it, there's a plastic liner in there. You have to unscrew the whole thing, take that plastic liner out, and then put it back on. But to use this, you take off the white tip, and inside the white tip is a little pin. It's a very fine pin, but that acts like my little ticket that I use, or my little tag holder that I use for my Crystal Effects, but it's built into the top, which is awesome, so you never lose it. The little trick is just getting it on, because if you can't see real well, you might need to use your little cheaters for your eyes, but it works wonderful, and it comes out very, very fine and very, very thin, so you can put these little delicate things down, and you don't have that over spillage of glue, which is awesome. It's also great for, like I said, putting sequins on, these little fine little delicate things on cards. So that's another great way to use it. So hopefully you got some great information out of this. I hope that you can find a lot of these adhesives on Stampin' Up, which is great. So just go to my online store. One of the other new things that I forgot to talk about is this tear tape. Tear-in tape. It's awesome. It's great for these 3D type projects that you want to put together. Just put a strip on there. The paper backing pulls off very easily, so it works great. You just put it down and tear off the paper backing, and now you have a double sticky strip tape, and that holds everything together. As far as 3D projects, it's the best. I love it. I used it on all these little projects too, so it works wonderful. So I hope that does help, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll be putting out another tool time video within the next couple days. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.